My beloved child, do not be startled by the weight of this revelation, for though the world may have overlooked you, heaven never has, and today I am unveiling a truth so grand, so divinely orchestrated, that it may shake the very foundation of what you believed was possible. For I, the Lord your God, have heard your cries in the secret place. I have witnessed your sacrifices. I have seen how you chose humility over recognition, how you gave even when it hurt, and how you walked away from opportunities that compromised your spirit. And because of that, I have moved hearts and opened doors that you never knocked on. And now, Archangel Michael has been dispatched with urgency to speak this into your soul. A powerful and wealthy lineage has been searching for you, not merely in the physical sense, but in the spiritual alignment that only I could orchestrate. For I have hidden your name in the heart of a family marked by influence, legacy, and affluence, a family who has everything the world could offer, yet has lacked one thing. They have lacked the missing piece that you carry, for while they have gold, you carry purpose. While they have buildings, you carry blueprint from heaven. And while they have riches, you carry the favor of the Most High. And this family has felt a void they could not describe, a yearning for something eternal, something that could not be bought or bartered. And it is you, my child, who holds the missing link, the divine thread that will tie together their destiny with my will. For I have allowed your delay not to deny you, but to position you precisely where you need to be at the exact moment they discover you. And I say to you now, do not disqualify yourself because of your background, your struggles, or your lack of material resources, for I did not choose you because you were wealthy. I chose you because you were willing, and that willingness has made you wealthy in ways this world cannot measure. And even now, arrangements are being made. Conversations are happening in rooms where your name is being mentioned without your presence. And I have sent dreams, signs, and undeniable confirmations to key members of this family, nudging them, drawing them, awakening them to the divine connection I have placed between you and them. And as Archangel Michael watches over this transaction of destinies, he is also shielding you from distractions, imposters, and counterfeit offers that would attempt to pull you out of alignment. For the enemy knows what I have spoken over your life and has attempted to use delay as discouragement. But what the enemy does not understand is that delay in my hands becomes divine incubation. And what felt like silence was actually strategy. What seemed like abandonment was angelic protection. And what you thought was being overlooked was actually you being preserved for such a time as this. And now the time draws near. And you must be prepared, not just externally, but internally, for what is about to be handed to you will require a deeper level of obedience, clarity, and courage, because this union is not simply for your benefit. It is a divine assignment wrapped in favor, a strategic elevation that will place you in a position of authority, not to glorify yourself, but to glorify me in spaces where my name has been silenced. And through your humility and discernment, you will be the vessel through which heaven's wisdom flows into their boardrooms, their foundations, their global impact. And you will stand not as a beggar at the gates, but as an heir of heavenly authority, carrying with you the presence that shifts atmospheres, the insight that breaks generational strongholds, and the clarity that wealth alone could never buy. And I declare to you now, get ready. For the season of hiddenness is coming to an end, and the people who have been divinely assigned to bless you, align with you, and walk beside you are being summoned, not by coincidence, but by command of the Most High. And soon, very soon, you will find yourself standing face to face with a destiny moment that will confirm everything you've ever felt deep in your spirit, but dared not speak aloud. For this is the hour of your unveiling, and heaven has already begun the countdown. And now, beloved, as the heavenly scrolls continue to unfold before your spirit, hear the voice of the one who formed you in secret and marked you for divine inheritance. For this message is not merely a prophecy, it is a summons a celestial activation calling forth what I, your Father in heaven, have ordained before time itself began. And as Archangel Michael stands guard over the path that leads you into the fulfillment of this divine appointment, I need you to understand that the magnitude of this connection goes beyond money, influence, or name. It is about legacy, kingdom expansion, and a covenant that stretches from generation to generation. Because the family I'm placing you before is not just rich in wealth, but barren in wisdom, starving in soul, thirsty for truth they cannot articulate. And you, my chosen one, are the well from which their thirst will be quenched, the light that will illuminate the shadows in their palatial halls, and the key to doors they've long forgotten existed. For I have hidden my voice in your voice, my wisdom in your thoughts, and my presence in your presence, so that when you speak, chains will break. When you walk into the room, the atmosphere will shift, and when you open your mouth in boldness, my spirit will move upon those who have power, yet no peace. For what good is a throne built on sand if it lacks the cornerstone of righteousness? What value is a fortune if it crumbles under the weight of guilt and emptiness? This is why I chose you, because your treasure is not in what you own, but in who you are. And now, the time has come for my plans to intersect with earthly power in a way that will glorify heaven and change destinies. So prepare yourself with urgency, for the inheritance I am about to release is not just monetary. It is spiritual, emotional, generational, and it carries the weight of divine influence that will ripple into nations, ministries, and global systems. And I am not sending you in as a servant to their system, but as a divine disruptor, anointed to realign what has been distorted by greed, deception, and idolatry. And already, my angels are going before you, whispering your name into the dreams of the matriarchs and patriarchs of this house, stirring their hearts with divine curiosity, making them restless until they discover the one their souls have been unknowingly searching for. You, my beloved, the one hidden in plain sight, the one covered in obedience, the one who refused to sell their soul for temporary applause, the one who said no to shortcuts so they could say yes to sacred destiny. And hear me clearly, for many will question this alignment. They will question your right to sit at the table. They will mock the elevation you did not lobby for. They will whisper words meant to intimidate, to shame, to shrink your boldness. But I, the Lord your God, have already spoken over your life. And no accusation can undo what I have ordained. No enemy can cancel what I have anointed. No gate can stay closed when I say it must open. And when you enter into their world, you will not enter alone, for my glory shall go with you. My favor shall be your shield, and my voice shall echo in every decision they make, every offer they extend, and every word they speak, because this is not just about your story. It is about my glory. And I have waited for this appointed time to display my might through your life in a way so undeniable that even those who doubt it, you will have to bow their heads in awe of what I have done. And yes, the road will not be without opposition, but every challenge shall only confirm the call. Every delay shall only deepen your discernment, and every obstacle shall become a stepping stone into greater realms of authority. And I speak this to your heart now, so that you will not shrink, you will not run, you will not second guess what heaven is setting in motion. For this is your moment, divinely tailored, intricately timed, and supernaturally confirmed by signs you're already beginning to feel in your spirit and see in the physical. Numbers aligning, dreams intensifying, names reappearing, conversations becoming prophetic without effort. And all of this is to tell you that the veil is lifting, and what you've prayed for, cried for, fasted for, and sometimes gave up on believing for is coming. Not in pieces, not in part, but in the fullness of my plan. For I am the God who restores, who rewards, and who remembers. And the billionaire family searching for you is only the beginning. For through this divine introduction, many shall come to know me, Many shall bow before my majesty, and many shall witness how I raise the humble and bring the mighty into alignment with my will through one obedient heart. And that heart is yours, my child. And I say again, prepare, for the next chapter has already begun. And now, as the heavens shift with divine precision and the orchestration of destiny continues its celestial rhythm, I, the Lord your God, speak once again with authority that pierces through time, space, and disbelief, for I am not only revealing the existence of those who have searched for you, I am unlocking the corridors through which you will walk and claim what was prepared for you before you ever cried your first tear, before you ever endured your first rejection, before you ever thought yourself unworthy of anything greater than survival. Because you were never created to merely exist, you were created to reign, to carry the spiritual mantle of Joseph, who too was overlooked, betrayed, and discarded, only to be elevated to positions that others could never have imagined for him. And just like Joseph, you carry a secret anointing that has been ripening in obscurity, cultivated in silence, protected in wilderness, and now it is ready to be unveiled in the sight of those whose wealth may be vast, but whose discernment is fragile, whose influence may be global, but whose spirits are malnourished. And this family that seeks you, yes, the one with wealth beyond numbers, properties beyond imagination, and networks of global impact, is being drawn not to your resume, not to your outward qualifications, but to the invisible oil upon your soul, the echo of heaven within your words, the scent of purity that marks those I have set apart, and they do not yet understand it fully. But their souls have begun to respond, their dreams are shifting, their restlessness is growing, and their spiritual radar is awakening because of you. And though they are unaware of it consciously, the divine frequencies of their spirit are resonating with yours, calling to what is holy, craving what is eternal. And soon, my child, I will engineer a meeting that will seem coincidental to the world, but in truth, it will be the result of angelic interference, divine appointment, and prophetic culmination. And when this moment comes, you must be ready not just in appearance, but in heart, not just in knowledge, but in wisdom, not just in posture, but in power, because I will not merely place you in front of them to receive. No, I am placing you before them to lead, to disrupt, to sanctify what has been defiled by pride, to speak life where control has poisoned the atmosphere. And I declare over you now, do not shrink. Do not apologize for your authority. Do not dim your light to comfort the blind, for I am sending you as a vessel of conviction and clarity, and you will see their walls crumble, not through manipulation, but through the unrelenting presence of my spirit flowing through you. For while others chase their favor, you have chased my voice, and that is what will distinguish you in this next season. That is what will protect you from being absorbed into their image. That is what will elevate you without selling yourself to their systems, because your DNA is heaven-born, and your mind has been trained in storms, your feet conditioned in valleys, and your discernment sharpened in fires that others could not endure. And now, the gold I refined in you through your pain shall glisten in their presence, not for your ego, but as a sign of my glory upon the earth. And understand this, they will test you, not out of cruelty, but out of habit, for their world has taught them to doubt what is unfamiliar, to protect what is fragile within them by challenging what is strong outside of them. But do not be moved, do not retaliate in flesh, for I have placed Michael at your side, and every word you need, every answer they seek, every solution their empire cries out for will come to you in real time, supernaturally, precisely, with divine timing that will silence their doubts and awaken their awe. Because when I move through a surrendered vessel, even billionaires must kneel, even kings must listen. Even architects of earthly kingdoms must pause and recognize a greater kingdom is at hand. And this is what you carry, not just favor, but the presence of the Most High, not just a message, but a mantle. And with this mantle will come decisions that shape destinies beyond your own. And I caution you now, remain humble, remain hidden in me. For with elevation comes temptation, with access comes responsibility. And though I will surround you with wealth and influence, your soul must remain anchored in obedience. For the same voice that leads you in is the voice that must lead you forward. And if you ever feel lost, return to the altar, for the secret to your success will not be found in boardrooms or contracts or titles. It will be found in worship, in quiet rooms where your tears still water the soil of surrender, in whispered prayers that keep you consecrated when the world tries to crown you. And even now, angelic forces are preparing the final touches of what will be the most unexpected, supernatural, breathtaking entrance into a world that has long seemed out of reach. And yet, here you are, chosen, called, equipped, and now activated by my spirit to walk into rooms others only dream of. Not because you begged, but because you believed. Not because you strategized, but because you surrendered. Not because you chased fame, but because you pursued my face. And in this alignment, I will be glorified and your life will never be the same again. And now, as the gates of destiny swing wider than ever before, and my hand moves across time and bloodlines with exact precision, I, the Lord your God, draw the final stroke of this divine letter upon the canvas of your soul and declare with unstoppable finality that what has been hidden from you is no longer hidden. What was delayed is no longer held back, and what was meant for your good can no longer be stolen. For the heavenly decree has been signed, sealed, and dispatched through the mouth of Archangel Michael, whose tears for your delay have turned into shouts of war and victory as he stands guard over the covenant being fulfilled in your life. And I say this to you clearly. The family of great wealth that has been seeking you is led not by their own intellect, but by my spirit. And now that your light can no longer be concealed, they will recognize the call on your life not only through your voice, but through the atmosphere you carry, through the unmistakable peace that follows you like a river, through the divine solutions you will speak that unlock generational doors they could not open with money. And as this moment arrives, you must remember that your inheritance is not just monetary. It is spiritual, it is generational, it is eternal. And though they may extend resources, properties, and offers of influence, what I have placed in you is more valuable than gold. For I have encoded your spirit with strategies from heaven that this world has never seen before. And this family, yes, the billionaire family the world celebrates for their legacy, their reach, their reputation, has been spiritually starving for the very thing you carry, the whisper of God in human form, the clarity of heaven in a confused generation. And now you will stand before them not to be entertained, not to be flattered, but to be a vessel through which their hearts are redirected back to the source. For I have watched their lineage with mercy. I have heard the cries of their ancestors whose prayers went unanswered for decades. And now you, my chosen one, are the answer to prayers they forgot they prayed, the embodiment of mercy sent into a world of transaction to ignite transformation. And I remind you, do not be deceived by appearances, for though their lives sparkle with power and prestige, many among them have been tormented in secret, chained to emotional wounds, spiritual confusion, and a deafening silence they've hidden behind wealth. And this is where your anointing will disrupt the pattern. This is where your gentleness will carry fire, where your obedience will spark revival in places money never could. And while others ask, why you? I respond, because I chose them, and my choosing is not based on popularity or perfection, but on purity and willingness. And because you have proven faithful in the dark, I now shine your light before nations. And the nations that come to your rising will include not just billionaires, but forgotten children, not just tycoons, but orphans, not just executives, but broken souls desperate for the living water that only flows through surrendered vessels. And you, my beloved, are that vessel. And Now the divine collision is imminent, the angelic procession already underway for tomorrow. Yes, even tomorrow, something will shift, a call will come, a contact will be made, a name will be spoken, and it will seem small at first, like a breeze before a storm, but do not underestimate it, for within that name lies a key, and within that key lies a vault, and within that vault is your proof that I have not forgotten you, that I have orchestrated this moment with sovereign intention, and even now. I speak directly to your doubt, to your fatigue, to your questions, and I say, do not let weariness rob you of wonder. Do not let fear mute your faith. Do not let your past mistakes cloud this miracle. For I have chosen you knowing every detail, every flaw, every failure, and still I call you worthy. Still I call you mine. Still I say your time is now. And to those who have mocked your waiting, they will soon witness your rising, and they will say, truly, the Lord was with them, and my glory will be seen in every detail of this unfolding. So arise, prepare your heart. Keep your oil full. Keep your worship loud. Keep your posture low, for the inheritance is not coming. It is here, and with it comes an invitation to change not just your life, but the lives of those who never knew my name. And for your obedience, I will reward you openly. I will crown you in the presence of those who counted you out. And I will pour out such favor that it overflows onto your children, your children's. Children, in every place the sole of your foot treads will become holy ground, not because of your strength, but because I have gone before you, and I am waiting there to welcome you into the chapter that was always written for you, sealed with grace, wrapped in fire, and now opened by your faith. And if you are still listening, if your spirit is still awake, then you already feel the trembling in your bones, the quickening in your chest, the whisper in your soul that says, this is real. This is now. This is me. So come forward, child. Say yes. Your destiny is waiting, and the doors have already begun to open.